Hey everyone, me Kevin here with a late update for you on the next rounds of stimulus checks and the next stimulus package, as well as the negotiation. Quick reminder, this video is sponsored by life insurance you can get in as little as 5 minutes via the link down below, and 2 free stocks with Webull when you deposit $100. You can sell your stocks and take all your new money with you if you want. Okay, let's get into this. 2 White House senior administration officials just announced that a new Republican stimulus bill might be coming this week. Now, this gets a little confusing because last week we had a skinny bill that was introduced. Remember the 169-page skinny bill? I broke that entire skinny bill down for you in a video last week. This new bill appears to be a revision of that, or it's building on that skinny proposal. This skinny proposal is apparently a $500 billion aid package, and it should include $400 per week in unemployment. That's still tentative, but that's up from the $300 we saw in the skinny bill, along with other things. If they are indeed amending and sort of revising some of the language in the skinny bill, this is what we want to remember looking at. So here's the flow chart. We're going to pull this up here quickly. So the skinny bill was introduced, and I mentioned it looks like a pretty good skeleton. It's missing the meat on the bones, right? It's missing the stimulus checks, but we expect the meat to be added on, sort of hooked on to this bare Christmas tree, if you will. This is a pretty bare Christmas tree, but at least it's a Christmas tree. Like, we need something at this point. So the skinny bill was $300 per week. This new revision that was just sort of leaked would be a $400 per week unemployment boost. Now, again, still tentative. That could still change. It's going in the direction of Democrats' wishes, though. PPP round 2, only if revenues have declined 25 to 50%. Liability protections, $10 billion to the post office. They're expecting Democrats to counter at $25 billion. $105 billion for school funding, 2/3 going to elementary schools and secondary schools in the form of grants. 28% going to higher education, 5% going to governors for sort of their discretionary funding on schools. $45 billion going to the Department of Health and Human Services and Social Services Emergency Fund, $20 billion of that going to vaccines, $6 going to tracking and distribution for vaccines, expecting that potential emergency use authorization coming from Donald Trump, and $16 billion going to state and local government funding for testing, tracing, and treatment. So the big things obviously missing from the skinny bill were stimulus checks, rental assistance, food assistance, and state and local government funding. The good news is we don't actually think we need the state and local government funding right now. We got the municipal lending program that could lend money from the Federal Reserve, and Nancy Pelosi herself said she's willing to wait until January for this. Food assistance, rental assistance, and stimulus checks. These are the things that I'm calling the meat on the bone that I think Democrats are going to negotiate into the skinny bill. Now, why do I think Democrats are going to negotiate this? Because Nancy Pelosi keeps saying, hey, we passed the HEROES Act. Why don't you guys do something? Okay, well, that's exactly what Republicans are doing now. They're putting together this skinny proposal with these potential amendments to amend this up to $400 for unemployment and, some other amendments, presumably. We're expecting more details on that this week. If the Senate can get together either Friday or Monday or Tuesday of next week, that would be after the Republican National Convention, which is kind of the expected time frame anyway, they can get together and vote on something like this and pass it. They will have a lot of leverage to pressure Democrats because they'll be able to stand in front of Americans and say, look, here's money for unemployment. Here are liability protections. Here's PPP money. Here's money for the post office even. Here's literally everything we need right now. Are you going to hold this up, Democrats? And I think Democrats are going to basically be forced to the table with this. The good news is I'm optimistic that Democrats might be able to negotiate some more additions in. Like, all right, well, if we're going to do this, can we get stim checks? Can we get that rental assistance? Can we get food assistance? Republicans know they're going to get negotiated up. And honestly, that's why I think they're starting with a $500 billion package. Remember, Nancy Pelosi's at like $2.4 trillion. Republicans were at $1 trillion. They just came in lower with a skinny bill they think they can actually pass. But I honestly think when they pass that skinny bill, they know it's going to get negotiated up. Industry experts and the market realistically is expecting like a $2 trillion bill. We'll see what ends up happening, obviously, but this is new information straight from today. Kind of gives us a refresh on the skinny bill, some modifications coming to it. CNBC just broke this story, and I wanted to get it to you as well. I know some of you don't like CNBC, but hey, when they hear things from inside the White House, I bring them to you. That's the goal. So thank you so much for watching this. Consider subscribing, sharing if you liked it. Also, check out the courses down below. They do expire at the end of the month. The coupon code does, so check that out. And folks, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.